I don't know the song, so you're gonna have to be on your own.
What's that? I don't know. I'll tell you. I'll just do a little acapella. It's one of my favorite ones. Maybe not the, but the one I can never turn off is if you ever change my mind about leaving me behind. Oh, bring to me, bring your sweet loving, bring it on home to me. Yeah, that's your part. Yeah. There you go. We'll rehearse that a little bit. Sorry, guys. That was a work in progress, clearly. Where are we at? Hi.
Hi, I'm Laura from Cleveland, and I'm just sit down now that she's asked that. The rest of our questions are all. Well, the question I had was basically there are a lot of running things that go throughout Supernatural. So the question is where did you come up with them? Like the focus on the Asian focus. And
Tell us, how did you develop that fetish? Yes, Jensen, tell me how you developed that. You are a beauty.
Some of the Asian shows and some of the, game shows, things like that, so we didn't have to go there, guys.
Yeah, Jensen. Yeah, Jensen. When did I meet your mom?
There was an episode where Castiel's in a convenience store, and there were magazines on the magazine rack, and one of them was, they were like, oh, we'll put a busty Asian beauties on the rack here because it ties in with, and I was in the store, and as Castiel, I picked it up, and I opened the magazine, and the props department had put busty Asian beauties on the cover. They just put whatever on the inside. Like, obviously, they're not going to print an entire edition of busty Asian beauties. And I opened it up, and it was Hustler magazine. So I was like, oh my God! Did we always do that?
Not always, it was a request. Let's make it real, right? Thanks for pointing out that theme. I honestly, in all seriousness, I think that was scripty.
Sure.
Pulling inspiration from Jensen. I don't know. What was another theme that was?
Well, it did just kind of go with an Asian theme. You did the one where they did the game show and the trickster was there and they put you there and they...
Knuckle Packa!
Yeah.
I did Asian theme to several of the episodes, not just that, but that was one of the on-running ones because the teddy bear episode had the magazine in it and several of them.
Right.
Well, there were, 360 episodes of Supernatural? Huh? Whatever, doesn't matter. So, there were a lot of episodes, and I think it would have been kind of weirdly racist not to have some of those Asian right? That would have been an awkward omission, don't you think? I would need to probably figure out a way to dig myself out of whatever hole I'm digging
stop talking.
Good job, Misha, good job.
All right, thank you for that.
Hi,
Hi.
Jensen, this is a lot simpler than the question I asked you in Minneapolis.
Good.
For the both of you, how toasted do you like your marshmallows?
Black. Okay, you gotta get it on fire, full flame. Then you pull it out of the fire, and you let it just be on fire for a good, good 10 seconds. Wait till it's just got a nice char, and then that's it, because then everything inside's nice and gooey, and you get the crunch on the outside. Ooh. And also you get all those percentages too that come along with that. Really,
I
really
take back
flavorful.
everything nice I said about you. That is revolting what you just said. And shame on you.
Did you expect anything less? I'm sure you've got.
Oh, yeah, of course I did. You gently toast the exterior. These are discerning people that are applying right now. Not those Philistines who were applying earlier.
See, listen. This is the problem with that. So, because I've done.
You've been
the
down that
marshmallow.
road. You've dabbled.
I've had. Well, the kids. They Dad gives you, but I don't want. I just want to like. So, what that means is you have to be your own rotisserie, and you have to constantly watch, constantly move away from the flame, dip it back in, move it away, rotate it a little bit, looking for that perfect brown, whatever it is. For me, I put it on the end of the stick, drop it in the fire, go get a beer. By the time I get back, the thing's on fire, and very on brand.
It is.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi.
Hi there. My name is Sarah, and I was wondering, for the last season of Supernatural, what was the scene that you found the most challenging to film?
The last season?
Yes.
Certainly when they had to drive that piece of rebar through your chest. You took that like a champ, by the way.
Yeah, that hurt more on the
You lost a
inside.
lot of blood.
Yeah.
Kept at it.
Yeah, I mean, I think the obvious answer is probably the barn scene, and the difficulty factor was just getting through that scene, because that was really the scene that I got to say goodbye to the to the show, to the character, and I knew that was it. And that was tough to get through. I remember telling Bob Singer, who was directing that episode, I was like, listen, can we start on my coverage first so that I can get through this? And I was like, you might want to set up as many cameras as possible, because I don't know how many takes I'm going to be able to do this. I'm like, it's going to be tough. And I think I only ended up doing like 3 takes. So everything you saw was from those 3 takes. But it was really hard, just from an emotional standpoint, like keeping it together to say the words. There were crew members on set that had to leave set. They were like, in tears, and they had to just walk away, because it was kind of their goodbye as well. Like this was it. This was the brothers saying goodbye to each other. And so that was a tough one to get through. Just knowing the gravity of everything that it symbolized.
You did a great job.
And, well, it was, thank you.
You did that was a masterclass in acting, and there's a lot of Supernatural where we weren't acting. There was a lot of phoning it in over the years, but that was like really stepping up to the plate and
Well,
knocking it out of the park.
But I had just gotten the opportunity to witness you effectively doing the same thing. And I saw where you're going. No, it must have been a very similar situation.
Totally,
Yeah.
totally same thing. I mean, you know, it's funny because I've said this before, but on Supernatural we have these, you know, moments where everybody on the crew simultaneously recognizes that this is actually something that somebody's really emotionally diving into, and everybody stop fucking around for a moment while we do this real thing. And that scene where you were saying your swan song scene was obviously one of those, and me as Cass saying goodbye and I love you to Dee, that was another one. And it was and same thing, you know, it was my goodbye to the show, and there were crew members that were crying, and
Oh, yeah.
and there was a part of Misha that was crying
Yep.
too, because it was the end of a 12-year run on a show with a group of people that I love very much being with every day, and you know, there was a lot pent up in that, but the whole crew just created this environment where it was really well supported.
Yeah. So very tough scenes to do on the day, but both scenes that I think he and I are proud of, and we're happy that they happened the way they did. Yeah.